Oh. Bring your basket and bring your bag. Bring your basket and bring your bag. I hear the mango tree calling, curry mango and sour patch. The lady on the street is calling out to me, and the market man with the plantain in his hand is making such a scene. I love my island life, where the businessmen don't wear no tie. The people doing what they like. The smell of mango sweet in the sky. So the man say, I not selling them for so cheap. And the lady say, how you charging so much for them green? And the man say, this how we go. If you don't like, you could go. And the lady say, where to go? Man, you know it's you whoever goes. So where you going, lady? You still need some fruit. You like it, so no tie and no suit. I know you think I'm not a businessman, but I have all the supply and I have all of the where you going, lady? You still need some fruit. You like it, so no tie and no suit. I know you think I'm not a businessman, but I have all the supply and I have all the demand. When you pass on the street, don't forget to come check on me. Body aggy and the fig, I got the fresh dasheen and pumpkin. I got the provision, the breadfruit and sweet potato. You could bring the whole family, bring your neighbor and friend and uncle. The man say I'm not selling never so cheap, and the lady say how you charging so much for them green. And the man say this is very good. If you do like, you could go. And the lady say where to go, man, you know you have a good soul. Where you going, lady? You still need some fruit. You like it, so no tie and no suit. I know you think I'm not a businessman, but I have all the supply and I have all the demand. Where you going, lady? You still need some fruit. You like it, so no tie and no suit. I know you think I'm not a businessman, but I have all the supply and I have all the demand. Bring your basket and bring your bag. Bring your basket and bring your bag. Bring your basket and bring your bag. Bring your basket and bring your bag.
Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Mrs. Bekera Taylor of Taylor Made Farms. Miss Taylor, the floor is yours.
A pleasant good evening, everyone. It is a pleasure to definitely be here amongst fellow farmers, and I am hoping as persons aspiring to be farmers. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can.
Awesome, 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 awesome. I love our theme this evening, and it's a very fitting theme. Our theme is from the ground up, and I just love it. I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about my journey as a farmer, and I'm going to talk to you about it to inspire you to push to become the farmer that you want to be in spite of whatever obstacle may come your way. Taylor Made Farm has had many obstacles, but we are still here, alive and kicking. Mr. Johnson didn't mention that Taylor Made Farm actually started in Abaco some 18 years ago, along with himself and many other farmers. A few of them I see on our Zoom now and was on the Zoom last week. And it was an extraordinary journey. We would have started some 18 years ago. The South Abaco Farmers Association was acronymed as SAFA with Mr. Stephen Knowles. And it was a very interesting journey. I loved it, loved it, loved it. Taylor Made Farm actually was located in the Spring City area. It's actually still there. The area once known as Sugarcane Field. We're still there, and hopefully one day we'll be back again to join our fellow farmers in pushing and advocating for farming and the sustainability of farming in our country, because it is definitely a must, a must, a must. Some of you may be wondering, hey, she's a woman. Why would she want to farming hard? Why is Miss Taylor still in the game of farming some 20 years later? Let me tell you, it was not an easy journey, but the beginning of this journey started with a conversation. Yes, a conversation. Some 20 years ago, my husband and I, Mr. Owen Taylor, would have been sitting down, just talking about the needs of our country, the things that we thought was needed and not focused on. Because we used to have these healthy conversations about politics and all these different things about it. And one of the things we recognized in our country was the fact that farming used to be a big deal and it wasn't any longer. So, in light of that, we both shared our ideas and concepts on how we felt that we could make a difference in bringing it back to some extent and what we could do to help that. At the time of the conversation, we were living in Nassau, and some stuff happened where months later we ended up living in Abaco, where we resided for some 8 years. And can I tell you, the first year of actually applying for farmland, we were able to get it. Something that was a little unheard of at the time because in talking to other farmers, they would have spoken to the fact of years of trying to apply for land and not being able to get it. So we were elated to be able to get land in Abaco. The staff at BAIC made Miss Patrice Cox. They made the transition of doing that so smooth. It was like smooth as butter, almost like a dream. So we were able to do that. And that's where the journey of farming began. Now, myself or my husband, we never did any sort of farming. It was an idea. We thought we could possibly do it because we did some research on the different types of farming and what was more profitable and what was needed. So that's what we did. And I want to encourage anyone who has it, have that idea in their mind to want to be a farmer, just sit down, do your research, think about what type of farming that you want to do and what you're capable to do in your capacity. Because sometimes, like ourselves, we think big. We think big, but sometimes the things you need to have these big things is not within your reach at that time. So you have to use wisdom. At the time, we had a 5-acre farm in Abaco. We were able to do a minimum stuff because when we started, one of the next things you have to realize based on the dream you have for your farm, do I have enough help to help me execute this dream? Especially if you're someone who does more than just farming. And for myself and my husband, we both had multiple things that we did as our real full-time jobs. So that can be a challenge as well. So you have to use wisdom when you're sitting down and strategizing what it is you're going to do, how you're going to do it. Do I have enough help to do it? Do I have enough money to do it? Because in our beginning of our journey with the farm, yes, they gave you the land to farm, but you're still responsible for the infrastructure of your farm. You're still responsible for putting a well system in there. You're still responsible for land clearing. So these are things to consider. We had to hire a tractor to clear the land, and we're all excited, wanting to jump off and do our farming. We cleared the whole 5 acres down one time, not realizing that if you're not going to utilize the whole 5 acres one time, it doesn't make sense to clear down the whole thing, and especially if you don't have a machine to maintain it, because what happens is it grows back up. So within weeks or months, it can grow right back up and you're back to square one and having to hire a tractor again to clear it down. Because Abaco, which is one of the beautiful things about Abaco and Andros, is known to have a lot of rain, which is a wonderful thing for farmers. So when you have that a lot of rain, that the weeds grow up very quickly. So that's something we learned right off the bat. You know, if you have this big land, you know, strategize how you're going to lay it out. Get some tarp if you're not going to plant right away. Put tarp down in the areas that you cut. You have to just really sit down, strategize, and think about all of these things before I even jump the gun of getting to the point of what all people talk about when you start to farm and deciding what crops you're going to farm. People would always say, look and find out who your market is, who you're going to target to sell your items to before you decide what it is you're going to farm. That is very crucial and important, especially if you're planning on farming on a large scale, so you do not have waste. Because when I was in Abaco, when we first started out, we farmed, a lot of other farmers were really hype and excited, just like myself. They just decided on some crops they wanted to plant, and they just went for it. Like Mr. Williams, I remember one year he planted must be a couple acres well of onions. And can I tell you, when those onions came to light, he had sacks and sacks of onions that he could not sell because the market was already full with onions. The packing houses already had a lot from Andrus and elsewhere. So he had hundreds and hundreds of onions that literally went to waste. So these are all the things we have to consider when we decide that we want to farm. And I am so happy that my trial and error can assist in the future other farmers, because I can tell you now, waste is never a problem for Tailor Made Farm any longer, because we learned and understand that there are so many different things and purposes that each product, whether it's a fruit or vegetable, can have. Because we learned that a few years ago, I am now proud and happy to say that I'm not just farming to just feed people for just the product of what grows from the ground by itself. We have a line of products that people can use from all of the things that we farm. Simple as a papaya. You don't just eat the papaya. You can have papaya hot sauce from Tailor Made Farm. Okay? You can, coming soon, you'll be able to get a nice facial made with papaya from Tailor Made Farm. With pineapples, Tailor Made Farm has pineapple jelly, pineapple pepper jelly, regular jams, and pineapple hot sauce. Okay? And that's just to name a few of the items. We have an area on our farm, and you come in the entrance, just aloe, aloe. When people come there, I was like, Marcelo, why you get all this aloe? Now, everybody knows aloe. To use it for the common cold. If you have it, you can drink it. But other than that, you can use it as for sunscreen, lotion. We use it as in a hair products for aloe shampoo. So it's just an example I'm giving you of what we're doing and what you can possibly do in the future. You can look at each thing out there, whether it's a fruit or vegetable, and sit down and say to yourself, what is profitable and within my means to do in capacity based on the help I have and the funding I have to make this happen. Okay? And you don't have to even be the smartest person on the block. Everybody here, I am sure, has heard about YouTube University, right? YouTube University. That is someplace you can start. And if there's something additional you need to find out from someone who's actually making the product, there are farmers out there like myself who 100% believe in networking and helping others who will help you. Now, there are some persons who probably will not, and it's understandable why some of them won't, because they invested so much money in going to classes and school to learn and find out this information, so they're not forthcoming with the information. So what I've told a lot of them to do is do classes where you still make money at the end of the day from utilizing your knowledge and giving it to someone else. But it's an injustice if we keep our information to ourselves, because with the 300 plus thousands of people in our country, no one business or country can sustain all of those people. So if 10 or even 100 of us do the same product, we will all be able to make money. The persons who normally make the most money is persons who have their game plan and business plan structured. And that is very important. Your branding is important, how you package your information, the quality of your product is important. So those are things to sit down and consider if you're going to decide to have a line and a variety of items for your business. It's very important. Other than it being important for your purposes of making money, let me tell you something. You will be able to help other people in regards to sustainability. And I say that because what I've come to realize is you're never going to be able to do everything yourself if you're doing a lot of things. So you're going to need help. So you'll be able to actually hire people and give them a job, whether it's 1 or 2 days out of the week or a weekly job. So you'll be a boss, being able to sustain a job and financial assistance to someone else. So all around, it helps. It helps in a big way. Even when it comes to sustainability, certain items, like especially fruits, can be pickled. Pickled and preserved items can last in a jar up to 2 to 3 years. So that's a big deal. That's a big deal. And that's something that we plan to show and teach people how to do. Because if the pandemic didn't teach us anything, it should have taught us that we need to be prepared in the capacity of feeding our own selves, not just growing items in our backyard, but actually pickling and preserving them for years to come, because that's very important. Because who knows, the ships may stop coming in from the US and wherever else they come from where we get food. What are we going to do? We need to be able to feed ourselves. We can't just say feed ourselves from the stuff in the trees, because they only would last for so long as well. So we have to look at long-term preserving of food items. And it's so much food items that can be pickled and preserved. All right. And it's not that hard. We just have to be intentional on wanting to doing it and realizing that we need to do it. It's actually a must to do. We have to stop being so casual about it, because it's very, very important. Like I would have said, our farming journey started some 18 years ago. It was not a lot of pleasantries, but when you decide that you want to do something, whether it's be a chef, be a teacher, whatever it is, and when I say decide, I mean like soul search, and you sit down, you analyze, and you decide that this is what I want. You have to have the mindset to push and do whatever it takes to get it, regardless of whatever challenges come your way. Because I can tell you, we've had many, many challenges. And our challenges would have caused a regular person to just throw in the towel. But we persevered through the years and we pushed. And because we did that, we are where we're at right now. We're not where we really want to be, but we're in a place where we're okay, we're good. And we've learned from and through the trials and errors where we can become greater. Okay. So I want to open the floor at this time for questions. If anyone have any questions for me, before we do that, I just want to say to you, I'm not just telling you and giving you this information because it sounds good. I myself personally have committed. I left my 9 to 5 job to fully focus on farming, and I did that as of February of this year, because I understand that it's a big deal. I was a hotelier for 20 plus years, and I realized that, hey, I could have the best of both worlds. I can farm, do my products, and at the same time still interact with the international guests where they come and do tours on my farm, and I teach them different stuff, and they have a wonderful local experience. So I just intertwine the hospitality aspect with the farming aspect to make it even more fun for me. Okay, so I've committed myself to the cause and to the fact that it is important for us to farm and be intentional on farming. So I open the floor to any questions that any of you have for me. And Mr. Johnson, I know you had a few questions as well.
Okay, Ms. Taylor, thank you. Based on your experience in Eleuthera, what can farmers in Abaco do to strengthen cooperation, improve access to markets, and encourage Bahamians to buy more locally grown food?
Okay, Well, first and foremost, I want to say that networking is important and a must. We must all start and begin with having a networking mindset with real intentions and goals, whether it's personal goals for you as a person or your business. That is a must because once you have those set up, then that's your focal point where you can stay focused on it and try to reach them. Okay. What you also have to do is keep updated with information on quality control of products when you do that, especially if you want to one day, go on the international scale of things, exporting your items. You should always be abreast of that quality control. And I think I even went too far, even before the fact of international exporting of your items. It's important to know and understand the quality control because as simple as persons who take stuff to the packing houses, they have a standardized quality of things, quality control for your items before they even pay you for it. If your quality is not up to the standard, they discard your items. Okay, so we have to always be mindful of things like that. All right, so you have to be mindful of the quality control. And in doing that, you need to keep yourself updated in reference to the needs of the pesticides that you need to use, whether it's fully natural or not fully natural. But you need to understand the purpose and the point of various pesticides, as well as the various things that you need to put in your soil for the nutrients. Because when you look at quality control, you have to also look at the fact of what's actually in your fruits and vegetables. People think that because they are able to plant or grow a fruit or vegetable, that, hey, I arrived, I did a good thing, a great thing. But sometimes you can have a fruit and vegetable if the nutrients in your soil is depleted or there isn't much in it. You could basically be eating water, just water, nothing that has anything in it of a great, huge value to your body. So all these things is important to educate yourself on if you want to be able to, have access to the various markets and have good quality stuff. I would encourage all Bahamians to buy more local stuff in light, not even in light of, but the reality is we see what's going on in the economy in the world. Just the other day, they're saying that there's some vegetables in the US that was contaminated and they're warning people not to eat it because of the quality and some stuff that was sprayed on it and XYZ and all this stuff. So that in itself tell you that a lot of the stuff that's imported in our country, the quality is not good and it's not healthy for us. So that in itself should show us that, hey, we need to encourage our local farmers by supporting them. In supporting them, you're motivating them as well to do more, to expand more for you. Okay, because that's important because farming is a ready and expensive venture. I can tell you just like myself, there's many farmers who farm for many years and basically some of them didn't even break even. They did not even break even. But because they have such a passion and love for what they're doing, they continue to push on and do what they have to do. Any other questions?
I want to give somebody else an opportunity to ask a question. So, are there any other questions? Okay, Miss Taylor, if you could
Yes.
recommend three practical things that government or agricultural agencies and farmer organizations should do to help Bahamians farmers succeed, what would they be? What were three practical things that you'd recommend to help us succeed?
Well, the three things that stand out to me that's, I think, very important. One is for them to continue to educate farmers. There are systems set up within the various government agencies like BAMSI and stuff where they have workers that actually are supposed to go out and help different farmers, communicate with them if they need assistance in knowing stuff about farming, XYZ. but it's not executed how it should be. Like right here in Eleuthera, we have officers that are in place to do that, but the government has not equipped them with vehicles to go to these farmers to actually be able to assist them. So there should be these things in place like that because it helps the whole industry within itself. Okay. And that in itself too, whereas that's where the conversation comes in, where different farms see who's farming what, or even suggesting to the different farmers, okay, you farm this, you farm that, because we already have XYZ doing this and that. So at the end of the day, all the farmers know that, hey, my stuff will be sold. Along with that, I would also I also feel the next big deal thing is for the packing houses to offer better pricing to give to farmers for their items. Because sometimes when I look at the charts and I see the pay scale in which they're paying them for their items, it's almost like a slap in the face. They have to up those prices because they see how the world is running, how the economy is running. Everything has gone up in prices, but the prices are still remaining the same to pay these farmers for um, for items. And I say those farmers because I don't even mess with the packing houses because what I've been teaching a lot of the farmers to do is sell your items yourself. We've created pop-up markets throughout the island where we can sell our items ourselves and make more money. Now, for people who are afraid to do it, they still go to the packing houses to do that. But then they end up with the challenge of them taking a long time to even get paid um, for their items. So, which that causes a problem for them too. So, if we can fix those gaps in the system, I think it would be a great thing. And last but not least, the third thing that myself and a lot of other farmers have issues with is the fact of that financial support to pay laborers, if we even can find them. Here in Eleuthera, we juggle laborers. Sometimes some of the farmers who have full-time laborers, when they're off or don't have anything to do, they allow some of the farmers to use them 1 or 2 days. But even that is a challenge because when you really need them, they're most of the times they're busy. So if we could get like the government could assist with financial support and a less red tape when bringing in persons to assist us farm, it would be a beautiful thing, less stress and more production.
Do you have access to a lot of farming equipment in Eleuthera?
There are a few persons on the island who have machines if we need machines. But one machine that would be good to really have, even if it's not a huge one, is a tilling machine. I don't think we have enough tilling machines, but we have the big backhoe and all those other stuff. But the tilling machine is something I think if we could get some more of those would be a beautiful thing.
And what is the main crop that is grown in Eleuthera at this time? The main focus. I know some time ago it used to be pineapples. What is it now?
It's still pineapples, and next to pineapples, I think you would find tomatoes on a big scale. But right now, this year, because it's been so hot, there hasn't been much other things at all. You probably would have seen like long-term stuff like fruits, like a lot of dillies, a lot of mangoes and mangolas, a bunch of those, and some, a good bit of bananas and plantain. But like when it comes to tomatoes, sweet pepper, I like me personally, my farm, like 2 months ago, I started off with a bang, having a whole bunch of them. But when that heat really turned up, that those plants like burnt right up. They're like they still can't even catch themselves. So yeah, it's not a whole lot other than the long-term stuff and the pineapples. And the pineapples is the season is about almost finished for the pineapples right now.
Okay.
I just want to expect for people to.
Any other questions?
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Ms. Taylor.
Hello.
Hello here. I'm truly enjoying this conversation with you this evening. I'm learning a whole lot. What advice would you give to, well, first of all, I must say I'm happy to see a lot of females now entering the farming industry. What advice would you give to younger women, ladies who may be toying with that idea and looking at it as still being a predominantly male industry to get into. What advice would you give, and what would you say is, if you would could say, the advantages and disadvantages as a female farmer that you've experienced, please?
Well, my biggest disadvantage, what I'm paying the price for right now, is the fact of when you don't have help around and when you're an independent person like myself and don't like to wait on people to do stuff and doing it yourself, and you shouldn't, you have back problems. Right now, I suffer from 3 herniated discs because of it, because throughout the years of bending down, planting stuff, reaping stuff, pulling those cassava out and all those different things, and not using wisdom on putting on the proper brace on your, your waist when you were doing it and all this stuff, it cost me. So now they can learn from me and don't do that. And they can understand, like I was mentioning before, there's different types of farming. You could do aquaponics, you could do hydroponic farming. It's so much different type farming. And other than that, you can, it's so much, when I say so much, it's so much other stuff. You might just decide you want to do drinks, you want to do health drinks, which is one of the easiest things. Health drinks and tea is one of the easiest things. That means you only need to go pick your leaves off the trees and put it in your dehydrated machine to make your tea bags. You only got to boil your bush and bottle it to make your teas, your lemongrass tea. Us women, let me tell you something. A big thing now, I know I have a few friends, they going online now doing school and studying how to do different facials, different hair products, different skin and hair products. You can make your own lotions, shampoo. It's so much different things from the different fruits and different stuff. It's so much stuff. And these things don't require overexerting your body like it did many years ago. So these are things to consider, look at, and get to. And it could be fun, especially the hair care line of doing. It could be lots of fun.
Thank you. One more small question. Which part of Eleuthera are you?
Town, but the farm is in Hatchet Bay by Hatchet Bay Caves.
Sorry, I didn't hear, it was breaking.
I live in Gregory Town, but my farm is in Hatchet Bay by Hatchet Bay Cave.
Okay, wonderful. Eleuthera is my mother's hometown. That's why I asked. North Eleuthera.
Yes, I'm in the north.
Yes, my father was an avid farmer there in Lower Bowl.
What was his last name?
James Cash.
Cash. Okay. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you for your response.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Let's keep the question coming. Any other questions? Any other questions for Ms. Taylor?
Good evening, everyone. I live here in Eleuthera, Mississippi.
Good evening.
I live here in Eleuthera too, in Gregory Town. And I've been wanting to start some subsistence farming on my own, little things that I can do at home to grow my vegetables and stuff. But I have this soil that is really poor. How do I get about getting good soil on my end?
There's a few ways you can get good soil. And it's so funny that you say that, because like I was mentioning before, with soil, you can have the worst of soil. It is the building up of your soil. You just simply need to build up your soil by putting stuff in it, whether it's natural fertilizers or fertilizers with chemicals. Right in your area, what's the name of the farm? Mr. Johnson and Darlene Curtis. They have a farm by by the dock, Harbor Island Dock, close to there. And they do the worm cast with the worms. They have soil with the worm cast, and that can build up your regular soil. You can use fertilizer, like I say, to build up your soil. You can use chicken manure, cow manure, pig manure to build up your soil, because that's basically all you need. I trust me when I tell you that that's all you need. I sell the soil as well too, the clay soil. I sell that by the bag as well, because sometimes people who do a little backyard farming, they want that, and that's high in iodine, which is something that's found in fertilizer again. So that's all you need to do. You just need to put the whatever type of fertilizer in the existing soil you have, and that would assist you.
Okay, thank you. Sound like I need to come and touch base with you tomorrow.
Well, do it sooner or later because I fly out tomorrow. So, but you can always call me.
Ms. Taylor, I noticed that you make some medicine. I noticed that moringa is on your
Yes.
list. What other medicine or what other bush medicine do you create?
Well, just the moringa for now. And I chose the moringa because I was fascinated, highly fascinated by the fact that moringa, this one bush it has basically 157 nutrients in this
Okay.
one tree. And that's more nutrients than any fruit or vegetable has.
Mhm.
So it's like you using that is so beneficial. If you never ate fruits or vegetables, it wouldn't matter because this one product is packing so much power. So that's why I chose that, and I haven't even branched out in doing any other ones for now because even though we do a lot of different products, my thing is I never believe in overextending yourself, whereas um, you're not able to meet the demand when the demand comes in for your customer. So I use wisdom in what I do. So that's why I've only tapped into doing a few things from different types of stuff, but powder and medicine wise, yeah, I'm doing the moringa powder, which can be used in smoothies and as a tea. And coming soon, we'll be doing the capsules as well.
Excellent.
Mhm.
How much do you sell a bag for? And let's say if you wanted to order one, how can you get it to us? For example, you
Us as
know,
in to Abaco?
Abaco or Nassau, you have somebody who sells it in.
Easy. It's easy. I ship out to just about every island in the Bahamas. Abaco is easy because there's flights. Nixon those have flights every week from North Eleuthera Airport directly to Abaco. So I could ship stuff there. I ship stuff to San Salvador, Exuma. Once you get into Nassau, you just a matter of asking the boat people to put it on the next boat to go to wherever you want it to go. So the boat shipping, mail boat has been like the biggest option of me shipping stuff to different islands. Anything else, customers would wait to when I go to Nassau and I could ship it on the plane for them if they need it quicker than say the mail boat. But it is possible to any island in the Bahamas. I even ship stuff internationally. I have customers who come over on their own private planes, and where if they need stuff, they'll call me ahead of time to make sure I have it. And when they come, they pick it up and take it back home with them.
Okay, if there is no more questions, we'll ask K. Rool to give a vote of thanks.
Good evening again, everyone.
Good
Well,
evening.
first of all, Ms. Taylor, I would just like to say congratulations to you on your achievement in winning that competition, coming in at first place. And I after hearing you and what you've shared with us this evening, I see why you won.
Well, thank you. And just thank you. Just to add to that, the what we wanted for is in reference to our farm business. And it's the expansion of it, but I spoke of it's called TST Events and Tours. So we're starting the aspect of doing more tours with people. And the tours, it's just not tours, it's the classes, teaching people how to make different products, because we have a few products coming on stream shortly. We have our pineapple wine that'll be introduced in a few months, and a few other things we have. And
Great.
our farm is also going to be set up as a campsite for people to overnight if they want to have, family experiences. So it's a lot of different things coming soon that we're about to do and you're about to see in regards to TST.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. And I'm just would like to say on behalf of the Abaco Farmers Association, we would just like to thank you for sharing with us your wealth of knowledge, giving to us sound wisdom, especially to someone like myself who's just starting out, and sharing with us all of the goals and aspirations and innovative ways that we can use in this industry of farming. And I would like to wish you well in all of your endeavors as you continue on with your business. Wishing you every success.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And just so you know, look forward to seeing me, if not this year, next year, being in Abaco, because Abaco has a special place in my heart. My farm is still there in the back of the bush, in the back of the bush, if they allow me to still farm on that. So I will be connecting with you all more. I'm always here. If anyone needs any assistance with anything, any questions, anytime, I am here. I'm just a phone call away. I'm never too busy for things and people that matter.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I noticed that you seem to be diversified in a number of areas, even creating coloring books. I think I saw a coloring book that you
Oh,
created.
No, it's not a coloring book. It's actually a book.
A
I
book.
just made it fun. I just made it look fun looking for, to attract people and for people to realize it's for families. It isn't just for children, it's for adults as well too. But the children are more drawn to it because it's so fun looking. Yeah, and it has like games and stuff inside it to make sure that they read the book and understood. So it's like puzzles and games in it. Yes, I do family books because I'm an author. So the last one I just did was for farmers actually. It's called The Farmers in My Neighborhood. And I did it to honor all of my grandparents because they were all farmers of Eleuthera. And farming is actually where most of the farming began many years ago. If all of us know how the story goes, because Eleuthera used to be able to feed the entire Bahamas. So
yes,
I
yes.
highlighted all of that in that book. And I also highlighted the active farmers who are presently here in Eleuthera farming. So people get to see who they are and find out and read the story on their beginnings as farmers. So that's one of our books. And there's
That
two
is
other books. Yeah, my Bahamian pot cake. And then the other one we have is Pineapple for Life. Is a pineapple tour guide who explores the whole island and show people all the historic sites to go to.
amazing talent. Great, wonderful. Keep up the good work you do.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Ms. Taylor, we appreciate you taking the time to be with the Abaco Farmers Association this evening. And together, let us continue working to strengthen agriculture and build a stronger farming community in Abaco, well, Eleuthera too. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening, and we look forward to seeing you at our next meeting. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for
Good night,
having
everyone.
me.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Okay, take care. Good night, everyone.
Bring your basket and bring your bag. Bring your basket and bring your bag. I hear the mango tree calling, curry mango and sour patch. The lady on the street is calling out to me. And the market man with the plantain in his hand is making such a scene. I love my island life, where the businessmen don't wear no tie. The people doing what they like. The smell of mango sweet in the sky. So the man say, I not selling them for so cheap. And the lady say, how you charging so much for them green? And the man say, this how we go. If you don't like, you could go. And the lady say, where to go? Man, you know it's you if it goes so. Where you going, lady? You still need some fruit. You like it so, no tie and no suit. I know you think I'm not a businessman, but I have all the supply and I have all of the where you going, lady? You still need some fruit. You like it so, no tie and no suit. I know you think I'm not a businessman, but I have all the supply and I have all the demand. When you pass on the street, don't forget to come check on me. Body Aggie in the figure, got the fresh dasheen and pumpkin. I got the provision, the breadfruit and sweet potato. You could bring the whole family, bring your neighbor and friend and uncle. The man say I'm not selling never so cheap, and the lady say how you charging so much for them green. And the man say this the very go, if you do like you could go. And the lady say where to go, man you know you have a good soul. Where you going, lady? You still need some fruit, you like it so no tie and no suit. I know you think I'm not a businessman, but I have all the supply and I have all the demand. Where you going, lady? You still need some fruit, you like it so no tie and no suit. I know you think I'm not a businessman, but I have all the supply and I have all the demand. Bring your basket and bring your bag. Bring your basket and bring your bag. Bring your basket and bring your bag. Bring your basket and bring your bag.